This is a very, very interesting situation, but it's the opportunity of a lifetime for Goldberg.
And it's an opportunity of a lifetime for you wrestling fans. As you know, by looking at your clock, we're way just about past the regular time for Thunder to go off the air. But here's what makes WCW what it is, and our organization, our promotion, what it is. We give the fans what they want. Yeah, we should be off the air right now, but we promised you this event. We promised you this main event, and we are going to deliver. We are not going to give you something and promote something and then say, oh, we're sorry, we're not going to have time, or we're going to give you something else. We stand by what we say and what we promote, and therefore we're going to go overtime tonight to bring you this one live on Thunder.
This is a major event, and that's why the cameras are going to stay on.
You're not kidding, I tell you. I'm so proud to be a part of this organization. This is WCW. This is where the big boys play. This is not Junior Sample and Wrestling Hee-Haw. This is the real thing right here, and we have it for you. Sting and Bret the Hitman Hart together against the Macho Man and Kevin Nash.
Bret Hart, quite obviously, guys, a man of his word. He said, Sting, if there was ever a time that you need me, I'll be there. Sting apparently felt this was the time. And there you see the man from Calgary, the Hitman Bret Hart. He's there as promised.
Now let's just see how banged up the Macho Man is.
Together for the first time, Sting, the world champion, Bret the Hitman Hart, who's made it abundantly clear, guys, that he wants to be world champion. That's what he's here for. He said, I came to this organization because this is where the real world championship resides. Since 1905, the world title has been a part of the American scene, and that same world title is around the waist of Sting.
Let's think even a bigger picture than that, Tony. You've got the reigning world heavyweight champion in the ring and 3 guys in the ring that aspire to hold that same championship.
But you know, the talk, though, and I know, Lee, you have been back to the locker room area. I had a chance a couple of times before these interviews to go back there. Everybody is still, even though the intensity of this match here leading to the intensity of Spring Stampede, everybody is still saying, hey, but what about Goldberg's chance? You can better believe every wrestler who's going to be at Nitro Monday in Colorado Springs are going to come out in the audience and watch that match as it happens. You can see it live on Nitro this coming Monday. And we've got Bret Hart immediately and Kevin Nash going fisticuffs here. I mean, these two guys are fighting with purpose, and there's a big sledgehammer blow right between the shoulder blades.
Big Sexy, the Giant Killer, obviously the first in the ring. Randy Savage, like we said, I think he's just there to make the statement, a statement that says he won't back down. He stands for something. He's going to be out there with Kevin Nash.
Into the midsection. Knee left, and Big Sexy now breaking away as referee Mark Curtis admonishes Big Sexy. But I tell you, when you're caught in the corner against a man the size and the weight and the ability of Kevin Nash, it doesn't matter how great you are, and Bret Hart's really one of the greatest. It's a very, very tough place to be.
Nobody's more methodical than Kevin Nash.
Well, you're not kidding. And nobody right now, as you heard the interview earlier, nobody any angrier than Kevin Nash as well. Are we seeing the beginning of the end of the NWO? You know, when we saw the NWO rise to prominence and power, we all had talked among ourselves that the only thing really that could derail them would be the athletes themselves, their egos, and that's what we've been seeing. Bret Hart get the foot up to the face. To the middle, turnbuckle, Bret Hart comes off. Bret Hart does not go for a pin. He goes for a little bit of justice and payback that he'd been talking about for the last couple of weeks.
Ooh! And Kevin Nash with those big, long legs, he's just perfect for the Scorpion Deathlock or the Sharpshooter. And they come alive for the heavyweight champion of the world, the Stinger.
Notice in the corner, Randy Savage does still have that cast on his right arm. That cast that James J. Dillon said he could not wear if he wanted to go after the world title this coming Sunday at Spring Stampede. Big slam by Big Sexy. Tag made, and here he comes, the Macho Man Randy Savage. And guys, I was no more than 2 feet away from the eyes of Savage when he was talking to James J. Dillon. Oh, down he goes! And Savage means business this coming Sunday.
Scorpion Deathlock.
You're right, Lee. Here it is.
He's going to turn him. He's going to turn him.
And he's got it over. And Savage and Nash reaching for Savage. Some great teamwork there. And that got the break from the Scorpion Deathlock.
That's the only thing that saved him.
If there is any teamwork being shown by the hierarchy in the NWO over the last couple of weeks, you've seen it right there.
And just think what we're going to see at the pay-per-view. How will Hogan and Nash get along? Who will get the ball back? Will it be the Giant Piper? And what's going to happen on Monday with Goldberg?
Yeah, and I tell you what's going to happen between Hollywood Hogan and Kevin Nash. I think it's going to come down to 3 different teams. Hogan by himself, Nash by himself, and the Giant Roddy Piper. That's good for WCW, I can tell you that. But what will happen? What explosion is going to be in that bat match this coming Sunday?
Bat being the operative word in there, Tony. It's not as if you've got 4 guys in there looking to put hammer locks and sleeper holds on each other. You're looking at some guys that are going to get a hold of a 46-ounce Louisville Slugger and go to work on the other guys.
Nash pointing to Bret Hart. He wants Hart back in, and Sting will oblige. Getting the exchange, the Hitman back in. Boy, what an athlete. What a tremendous athlete. Bret Hart is a champion. I mean, you can tell when that man has a belt around his waist and he's a champion.
Oh.
Only here on Nitro. All 4 men in this ring have been world's champions.
Absolutely. Here's a scoop slam. And threw him right to the top turnbuckle.
Well, Bret Hart won't give up. I've seen his whole career. I've been in different organizations with this man over the years, and he will fight anybody at any time. All he wants to do is compete. Comes from a wrestling background. One tough customer.
Fans want to remind you once again to mark your calendars, because this coming Monday, the 20th of April, is a red letter day for one Bill Goldberg. You have followed his career, as have wrestling fans. Oh, here's a cover. 1, 2.
He got him.
Did not get him. Got a 2 count. You have followed this man's career. It has really had developed right here on Thunder and, of course, on Nitro on TNT. You have followed his career. Well, this career that is unblemished, undefeated, a sparkling career, will have its biggest night. Goldberg will go after the U.S. title. Either DDP will have the belt or Raven will have the title, depending on the outcome of Spring Stampede, and you will see.
Watch out!
Live as it happens.
He's got
Sharpshooter!
Live on Nitro, and there you go to the eyes, went Big Sexy. Live on Nitro this coming Monday night from Colorado Springs. 3 hours only on TNT.
Guys, let me give you a variation on this theme. We're talking about what's Diamond Dallas Page thinking, what's Raven thinking. The question becomes, what is Goldberg thinking?
I think the same thing he's thinking about every match. I think Goldberg is completely intense, completely motivated. It's going to be just another match for him, I would think. Down goes Bret Hart from the big lariat.
Now, Goldberg realizes that there'll probably be the biggest television audience in the history of television watching this one.
Yes, there will be.
He's not going to let himself down more than anything. This is his opportunity of a lifetime. 73-0. I predict he's going to win it.
And there's a sleeper hold. You're right. Actually, it goes to a side headlock as Bret Hart slides to the side. Now, we announced earlier that Goldberg will...
No!
Oh, my!
What a move by the Hitman.
And it was out of desperation, but it put the big man down. Goldberg will face Saturn at Spring Stampede, so if he comes in undefeated, he'll be 74-0 Monday when he goes after the U.S. title. Sting, though, right now, encouraging the Hitman to make the tag. And look at the fans here at the Fargo Dome, standing.
20,000 people on their feet, and we're among them.
Going to make that tag.
He did, and here comes the world champ, and here comes Savage as well, swinging wildly with the cash, and it's a good thing Sting ducked out of the way. Sting ahead, oh no, he hit Nash first, and now ahead of Sting.
Got him.
Stinger falls, Stinger splash, and he turns right around, and Big Sexy sends him down hard. But here comes the Hitman. What a matchup we have on Thunder.
Unbelievable.
Forearm shots, fist to the face. Bret Hart not finished yet, but neither is neither is Kevin Nash. Foot to the face. Hart rolls out on the far side. Sting back to his feet. Sting a drop kick. And now it's Sting and Savage by themselves in the ring. Sting went for the scorpion splash, and he got hit in the head with that cast.
Boy, Savage put that cast right up there. Sting couldn't stop. He was airborne. Now Savage is going to be airborne. Get a load of this.
What Randy Savage does best.
And look at the distance. Look at the distance.
Sting is down. He went down hard. He may be out. This may be academic. Up on top, Savage for the big elbow. It's
the disciple. Hogan rolling in.
Hogan's in.
Hogan into the disciple. And they're going to cause a disqualification, and they're going for Savage. They're going for the arm. Savage may have had the match won. He's trying to break the arm even further. And Savage, here Nash pulls Hogan off. And the disciple stands between Nash and Hogan.
There's a lot of trouble here. There's a lot of trouble.
There is an abundance of trouble, more than we've ever seen. And now other members of the NWO are coming in.
They're trying to hold Nash back.
Adams, Hennig. They're all trying to separate these two. We are seeing very graphically the NWO have their deepest rooted problem. Ladies and gentlemen, WCW Saturday night is 2 hours this week. We'll see you next Wednesday on Thunder. Don't forget Spring Stampede. Goldberg gets his title shot live Monday on night.